Kapag may nakikita kang dark spot sa face mo or parang may patch na nangingitim na hindi mo ma-explain, ano agad naiisip mo? Melasma. Parang automatic na siya, diba? Basta may pigmentation, may pekas, may brown mark sa mukha, ang unang-unang naisip ng karamihan, melasma agad. And gets ko siya, kasi yan din naman yung pinaka-narinig natin online. Yan yung pinaka-familiar na term sa mga tao when it comes to facial pigmentation. Pero ang problema, hindi kasi lahat ng dark spot sa face mo ay melasma. So in this episode, we'll break down why people think everything is melasma, ano yung ibang klase ng pigmentation na madalas na pagkakamalang melasma, and why getting the label right matters if gusto mong gumanda talaga yung skin mo. Because treatments only work properly when the diagnosis makes sense. Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Gail. Welcome back to another episode of Derm Talk. Today, pag-uusapan natin yung isang tanong na I think a lot of Filipinos need to hear. Melasma ba talaga yan? Baka hindi. Kasi sobrang common talaga sa atin yung pagsa-self-label pagdating sa pigmentation. May makita ka lang na konting pekas, melasma. Pag may dark patch, melasma na naman. Kapag merong mga marks na hindi nawawala, melasma pa rin. Marami din talaga kasing klase ng pigmentation na pwedeng mukhang pare-pareho at first glance and to an untrained eye. Pero ang totoo, iba-iba talaga yung pinanggagalingan. Bakit ba halos lahat ng pigmentation sa face, melasma agad ang naisip ng mga tao? Well, una, because pigmentation sobrang common talaga in Filipino skin. We live in a tropical country. Natural, mainit, malakas ang araw, humid, and very high ang sun exposure natin kahit hindi tayo intentionally nagbe-beach or nag-outdoor activities. So over time, karamihan sa atin really develop some form of pigmentation. Kasama na ako doon. Pwedeng from the sun, pwedeng from hormones, lalo na sa mga pregnant, from acne, any form of inflammation, friction, heat, you name it. Ang problema, when people see brown or grayish discoloration on the face, everything starts to look the same to them. Pangalawa, yan kasi yung term na pinaka-familiar sa public. Kapag nag-research ka online ng pekas sa mukha, brown spots on the face, dark patches sa cheeks, hindi nawawalang dark marks, ang madalas mo talagang mababasa or maririnig is melasma. So naturally, people begin to use melasma as an umbrella term for all types of facial pigmentation. And kapag nangyari to, doon na nagsisimula yung trial and error. Third, marami talagang hindi agad nagpapakonsult. Which is sa totoo lang, frustrating, pero naiintindihan ko naman. Kasi minsan busy. Syempre, minsan hindi natin priority kasi hindi naman nakakamatay ang pekas. Minsan, hindi lang talaga accessible. Like if you live far, or kung talagang iba talaga yung time ng work mo, or minsan, syempre, gusto mo munang subukan mag-solve on your own. So, ang nangyayari, people do what most people do. They compare. Parang ganito rin yung nakita ko online. Or, parang same kami ng friend ko. O kaya naman, parang same ng melasma video sa TikTok. But the truth is, pigmentations can look very similar from far away. Pero magkakaiba talaga sila kapag inassess mo na ng maayos. And this matters because if you call everything melasma, then you also start treating everything like melasma. Ibig sabihin nito, you use the same brightening products, you use the same acid, same lasers, and naturally, same expectations. When in reality, baka iba naman pala yung problema. So ang ending, hindi ka nag-improve, tapos isipin mo, ano ba yan? Walang effect yung mga products or treatments na ginawa ko. When sometimes, the simpler answer is, mali lang yung tinatarget mo. By the way, if umabot ka na sa part na to, comment mo naman down below kung taga saan ka. Curious lang ako, especially kasi malaking factor din talaga ang environment when it comes to pigmentation. Or pwede rin naman andito ka dahil meron kang pigmentation. And if may tanong ka na specific about your skin condition or pigmentation, i-comment mo na rin. And I promise to try to answer some of them later. So now that we've established bakit halos lahat nagiging melasma sa isip natin, let's do the more useful part. Let's talk about the actual types of pigmentation that people usually confuse with melasma. Because this is where the real clarity starts. Okay, so now let's break it down kasi hindi talaga enough na sabihin lang natin na hindi lahat melasma. Syempre, kailangan maintindihan mo din kung ano pa yung ibang possibilities para at least when you look at your skin, hindi ka agad mag-assume. Mas may mindful ka kung ano ba talaga yung nakikita mo. So, we will go through the more common ones, okay? Unang-una, true melasma. Ano ba talaga yung totoong melasma? Kasi minsan, tama naman talaga yung hinala, melasma nga. But what does it mean to have melasma? Usually, it's symmetrical, meaning kung ano yung nasa kaliwa, meron din sa kanan. Common areas of involvement are cheeks, forehead, nose, and upper lip. Tsaka para siyang patch and hindi siya tuldok-tuldok. And hindi siya diffused. And very important, yung melasma is highly influenced by sun exposure, heat, and hormones. And minsan, yung mga ginagamit mo din ng mga products, lalo na pag maraming active ingredients or irritating siya, it can also lead to melasma development. So kung napapansin mo na yung pigmentation mo, lumalabas siya more kapag naarawan ka or kapag mainit, that's one clue. Pangalawa is post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation or PIH. Actually, isa to sa mga pinaka-common na napagkakamalang melasma. Ito yung mga naiiwan na marks after mo magkaroon ng acne, for example, or pagkatapos kang magkaroon ng any irritation or inflammation. Or sinasabi ko nga sa mga patients ko, sometimes in dark skin, anything that starts out red, which eventually turns out brown, is what we call PIH. Hindi yan melasma. Ang tawag dyan ay post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. So, from the name itself, it can be from pimples, pwede siyang galing sa mga insect bites, or pwede siyang galing sa mga irritation or eczema that happen on the skin. So, paano mo siya madidistinguish? Yung PIH, usually hindi siya symmetrical kasi wala naman talagang pares na kagat dito tapos pares na kagat dito. Hindi naman ganon. Usually, meron kang history muna ng any inflammatory condition. Very, very common example sa atin is yung acne. Minsan naman, pag nasa lower legs natin, it can be mga kagat ng lamok, etc. Itong mga PIH, mas defined yung shape niya, halos kaparehas nung original lesion. And it can be parang bilog-bilog or irregular spots. And this is important. Kasi yung PIH, kahit wala kang gawin, it usually fades. Sometimes, medyo matagal nga lang. But even if it fades longer, it fades faster compared to melasma. Kung tama yung ginagawa mo. Pero syempre, kung PIH siya pero tinitrato mo melasma, minsan, mas napapatagal pa. Pangatlo, is freckles. Ito yung tinatawag ng karamihan na pekas. And a lot of Filipinos have it, pero hindi lang nila realize. Nakakatawa nga guys, kasi kwento ko lang. When I was a kid, having freckles would mean parang mistisa ka. Yun yung biroan namin sa probinsya. Ito yung mga maliliit na spots na scattered siya or diffuse, and usually, mas nagiging pronounced sila pag summer, and usually pag malalamig na climates, mas nag-fade sila. And this can be genetic. So, pwede mong tingnan yung mga tita-tito mo, lolo-lola mo kung meron silang freckles, and most likely, pwedeng magkaroon ka din. They are small, multiple, na parang tuldok-tuldok. So, minsan iniisip ng patient, melasma kaya to? Kasi pigmented siya. Pero sa totoo, freckles lang pala siya. Number 4 are sunspots or lentigines. So ito yung mga makikita natin sa cheeks natin, and ito talaga galing to sa long-term sun exposure, and sometimes they can actually be combined with freckles. Sometimes may mga pasyente na may solar lentigo siya on one side, then freckles surrounding it, and then freckles on the other side. So solar lentigo or lentigines are darker, they are more well-defined, and more often than not, hindi siya symmetrical. Kung magkakaroon ka man on both sides of the face, hindi sila equally distributed at usually mas malaki sa isa or mas marami sa kabila. Definitely, from the name itself, solar lentigo or solar lentigines, these are due to UV exposure, and you will see this as you get older. So, mas common siya in older patients. Ito, compared to melasma, mas well-defined yung borders niya and edges, and mas makikita mo talaga na parang spot siya. And hindi siya parang patch. In some patients, some solar lentigo, pag kinapa mong ganun, mas mararamdaman mo na medyo slightly elevated siya. And of course, mas lumalabas siya sa exposed areas of the skin. So, imagine this. Lahat ng mga sinabi ko, melasma, PIH, freckles, sunspots, or lentigines, all of them, pwedeng magmukhang dark spot lang from a distance. Kaya pag di mo talaga siya tinignan ng mas malapitan, or if you don't understand the differences, madali lang talagang sabihin na, melasma siguro. And this is exactly where people get stuck. Kasi once mali na yung label mo, you start doing things that don't match your actual condition. And that's what we'll talk about next. Bakit nagiging sayang yung effort, time, and money kapag mali yung diagnosis? Let's talk about the part na medyo frustrating for a lot of people. Yung feeling na, Dok, ang dami ko nang natry. O kaya, ang tagal ko nang gumagamit na kung ano-ano. Bakit parang di naman gumagana? And sometimes, hindi talaga dahil mahirap yung skin mo. Hindi dahil matigas yung ulo ng melasma mo. Minsan, ang totoo, mali lang talaga yung tina-target mo. Kasi once you decide in your mind na melasma ito, you start treating it like melasma. So what do people usually do? Gumagamit ng kung ano-anong brightening products. Nag-layer na active ingredients, nag-layer ng acids, nagpapagawa ng treatments na supposedly for melasma, and nag-expect ng slow but steady improvement. Pero what if hindi pala melasma? Let's say, for example, PIH pala siya. Sige, magbigay ko ng example. Halimbawa, akala mo meron kang melasma, pero PIH pala siya. Di ba, gaya ng sabi ko kanina, pag PIH, kahit wala kang gawin, it will fade on its own. And even if you use mga gentle brightening ingredients, mag-respond siya ng mabilis. Mas mabilis mag-fade. Pero dahil akala mo melasma siya, ginamitan mo ng mga treatment na pang-melasma. Nag-exfoliate ka, gumamit ka ng mga acids, gumamit ka ng retinoids, nagpa-treatment ka pa, tapos gumamit ka pa ng antioxidants. Imbis na conservative treatment na effective naman, ginamitan mo ng big guns, mas lalo pang tumagal, mas lalong lumala. You're not optimizing your results. Or paano naman if, balik rin natin, what if meron ka pala talagang melasma, pero ang inisip mo, PAH lang to, acne marks lang to. Mabilis lang to mawawala. Hindi ka nag-sun protection. Minsan nagpapaaraw ka. Hindi mo siya ginamitan ng antioxidants. Hindi mo ginamitan ng exfoliants. Hindi mo ginamitan ng mga brightening ingredients. Every few weeks, mas lumalala, mas kumakalat, but andito pa rin. When in reality, melasma kasi is something that requires proper diagnosis, of course, consistency in the right skincare routine, maintenance, and proper sun protection and sun avoidance. And then here's what usually happens. Unfortunately, cycle siya. It's what we call a misdiagnosis cycle. You assume it's melasma or PIH, you treat it wrong, you get weak or no results, sometimes mas lumalala pa, then you try something new, gastos ka ulit, and then repeat. So paulit-ulit siya, paulit-ulit, lalong lumalala, and what is worse is baka madagdagan pa siya ng iba pang diagnosis. So instead of having a clear direction, nagiging trial and error lang tayo. Kung ano makita mo online, kung ano yung trending, kung ano yung nirecommend ng kaibigan mo. And this is exactly where people feel stuck. Kasi hindi ka nagpa-progress. Paulit-ulit ka lang. And I'm not saying this to make you guys feel bad because honestly, this is normal and I have been there. Hindi lang siguro sa skin dahil dermatologist ako. And most people really go through this phase. Pero once you understand this, dun ka na makakaalis sa cycle. Because the goal is not to try everything. Yung goal natin is to identify and target the right thing. And that starts with one simple shift. Instead of asking, ano kayang treatment ang maganda? Ask yourself, ano kayang klaseng pigmentation ang meron ako? So I hope guys malinaw yun Ngayon yung tanong naman natin is, paano ka ba mag-iisip ng tama when it comes to pigmentation? Hindi to para mag-self-diagnose perfectly. Of course, I always suggest that you consult. Pero I'm giving you this para at least hindi ka na agad mag-assume. And para hindi ka na rin basta-basta gagastos sa maling direksyon. So ulitin ko guys yung tanong Paano ka ba mag-iisip ng tama when it comes to pigmentation? O ito hindi para maging dermatologist kayo overnight Pero para at least hindi ka na mag-assume at hindi ka na rin basta-basta magre-react. So instead of asking, melasma ba to? Try asking better questions. Unang-una, saan siya lumabas na parte ng mukha mo? Kailan siya nagsimula? Ano ba to? Gradual or biglaan? Nagkaroon ka ba ng pimple or any other inflammatory lesion before lumabas yung pigmentation? Lumalala ba siya pag nagpapaaraw ka? Or symmetrical ba siya? Kasi these small details matter. For example, kung galing siya sa pimples, most likely hindi siya melasma. Kung meron kang lesion sa kaliwa, na meron din sa kanan, tapos medyo pares na itsura, posibleng melasma to. Kapag lumalala siya sa araw, ibig sabihin nun, may UV radiation component siya. So instead na hulaan mo agad, natututo kang mag-observe. And this is also where I want to say this clearly. Hindi lahat ng pigmentation kailangan agad ng procedure. Minsan, proper skincare lang using the right ingredients will help. Minsan, kailangan naman ng prescription medications. And of course, kailangan din ng magagandang habit changes. Kasi our goal is not to do the most treatments. Hindi naman to contest, hindi naman to paramihan ng ginagawa. Ang pinaka-importante sa atin is to do the right treatment at the right time for the right condition. So by the way, if umabot ka dito, congratulations at maraming salamat. Siguro may pigmentation ka or curious ka lang talaga malaman kung ano talaga yung pwedeng ibang pigmentation. Please comment down below kung ano yung pinakamatagal mo na pigmentation na meron at kung ano yung akala mong diagnosis before. Alam mo, curious kasi ako kung ilan sa inyo yung nag-assume na melasma tapos ngayon, bilang napapaisip na kayo kung tama ba yung akala nyo. And if may questions ka, ilagay mo na lang din. I promise I'll try to answer some of them. So next time may makita kang dark spot sa face mo, huwag agad sabihing melasma. Because the moment you label it correctly, that's when you start treating it correctly. Ayan, so dun sa mga nagtatanong kung ano ba talaga yung meron silang pigmentation, kung melasma ba to or hindi, sana nakatulong tong video na to. Pero guys, yung mga binigay kong examples ng pigmentation na pwedeng magmukhang melasma, these are just the common ones and very limited. In fact, marami pang pwedeng magmukhang melasma, but these are things that should be discussed with your dermatologist. So kung meron kang pigmentation, hindi nagfe-fade, di mo alam kung ano siya, or parang mas lumalala siya, please don't hesitate to consult an expert in skin like a dermatologist. Kasi like I said, mas sayang yung effort, time, and money mo kapag tinitreat mo yung condition mo ng mali dahil mali yung akala mo. Okay? So guys, sana nakatulong to. If this episode helped you see your skin a little bit clearer, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. It really helps the channel, guys. And mas nafe-feel ko kasi na gusto nyo yung topic pag nakikita ko na nila-like and subscribe. And please, share this with someone na lagi nagsasabing, nako, may melasma yata ako, or kahit anong gawin kong treatment sa dark spot ko, di nawawala. Because sometimes, clarity is all you need to finally move forward. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!